The Shield and the man, Chris Evans fight to lead a generation. The weight of the shield. What does it take to carry a symbol that means everything to millions? Captain America isn't just a superhero. He stands for honor, courage, and doing what's right even when it's hard. But behind that shield was a man who didn't see himself as a leader. A man who doubted if he was even strong enough for the spotlight. So how did Chris Evans' quiet, uncertain, and almost ready to quit acting become the heart of the Marvel Universe? Stick with us, because this isn't just a story about a role. It's about how a man became the very thing he thought he couldn't be, and inspired a generation along the way. A quiet start. Chris Evans grew up in a quiet suburb outside Boston. He wasn't loud. He wasn't looking for fame. He loved art, sketching, and spending time with his close-knit family. Theater became his escape, a place where he could express what he often kept inside. His early career was slow. He took whatever roles he could: TV guest spots, teen dramas, and light-hearted romantic comedies. He smiled on screen, but success didn't come easily. He was working hard, but still waiting for something more, something that would let the world see who he truly was. The struggle of fame, fear, and doubt. As the roles grew bigger, so did the pressure. Chris Evans was no longer just an actor trying to make it. He was someone people noticed. But with that attention came something he never expected: anxiety, deep, paralyzing doubt. He began to question everything. Was he good enough? Could he handle the fame? Did he even want this life? The spotlight felt harsh. The expectations felt heavy. He turned down scripts, hid from interviews. Behind the camera-ready smile was a young man struggling to feel worthy of his rising fame. At one point, he thought about walking away for good. Not because he didn't love acting, but because he wasn't sure he could survive what came with it. Becoming Captain America, the role he almost refused. When Marvel came knocking with the role of Captain America, Chris Evans hesitated. He was at a crossroads in his career, feeling burned out and unsure about taking on such a monumental role. It wasn't just another movie, it was a franchise, a responsibility, and a long-term commitment. Could he carry that weight? For a while, Chris said no. He feared the fame, the expectations, and the possibility of being typecast. But then, something shifted. He realized that this wasn't just about acting, it was about pushing past his doubts and stepping into something that could challenge him, grow him, and ultimately change his life. So, he said yes. And just like that, Chris Evans went from the guy who nearly walked away from Hollywood to the man who would carry the mantle of one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, carrying the universe, strength, leadership, and legacy. From the very first moment he donned the red, white, and blue suit, Chris Evans became more than just an actor. He became the heart of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His portrayal of Captain America wasn't just about strength or heroism, it was about integrity. The quiet courage of a man who stood up for what was right, no matter the cost. Over the years, Chris brought emotional depth to Steve Rogers' journey from the first Avenger to Endgame. He wasn't just playing a superhero, he was embodying the ideals that Marvel fans would come to hold dear: sacrifice, loyalty, and standing up for the greater good. As the leader of the Avengers, Chris didn't just stand at the front of battle scenes, he stood as a leader off-screen too. His humility and grounded nature inspired the cast and crew alike. He wasn't just leading the team on screen, he was guiding it behind the scenes, making sure the heart of the universe remained intact. And with each film, he didn't just build a character, he built a legacy. Chris Evans wasn't just playing Captain America, he became the embodiment of everything Captain America stood for. More than a superhero, the man behind the shield. Chris Evans' impact went far beyond the screen. While Captain America stood as a symbol of heroism, Chris himself became a symbol of something more: authenticity. He didn't hide behind the character. Instead, he shared his own struggles with the world, his battles with anxiety, his commitment to mental health, and his willingness to speak out on issues that mattered. His vulnerability off-screen made him even more relatable to his fans, showing that real strength comes from being true to yourself. Outside the Marvel Universe, Chris continued to take on meaningful projects, using his voice to advocate for change and inspire others. He proved that true heroes don't just wear capes or shields. They use their platform to do good. to make a difference, and to lead with compassion.